Welcome back to Marketing Champions here on Daily Ad Brief. I'm Howard Walpuff, your host. Again, we're talking about marketing with marketing experts from around the country. Today, we're in Las Vegas, Nevada with Abe Gottesman from Game of Silks. And Abe, welcome to our conversation today.
Thank you so much, Howard. Happy to be here.
Well, we're excited to have you and learn a lot more about you. So why don't you share with us how you got started within the marketing industry?
So I actually got started with the marketing industry out of college. OSHA passed the bloodborne pathogen standard, which is quite a few years back, and I got into the latex glove business and marketed latex gloves to the dental market, and was able to get our glove rated by the American Dental Association and the Clinical Research Associates, and we took a latex glove and turned it into a multi-million-dollar product, and that
Which
got
is
me started in my whole marketing career.
definitely a fantastic experience and a lot of growth based on a lot of effort. So it's great that you're obviously using a lot of that skill as you've moved forward. And you have something very exciting that you're working on right now. Why don't you share with us what Game of Silks is?
I'd love to. So, Game of Silks is the thoroughbred horse racing industry on the blockchain. So, essentially, we've taken fantasy sports and taken it to the next level. When a horse is sold at the yearling sale, we create an NFT of that horse that tracks its data for its entire life. And an individual in our community can own that horse, syndicate that horse to other people who can share in that ownership and have the feeling of owning a thoroughbred horse similar to that feeling in the real world without having the additional costs. And there's a great opportunity for reward in the game as well. You get rewarded when your horse races, when your horse breeds, and you really get this feeling of horse ownership through the Game of Silks.
It really does change things for people because it's one thing just watching a race and following different horses, but you really made it a lot more interactive and, again, personal for people so that they're really getting more from the sport.
Exactly, Howard. The emotional connection to a horse is real. I was just at a trade show and we put a hologram of our horses running, and people just were running over to it, attracted to it. There's an emotional connection to a horse that people have. And when you own that horse or share an ownership of that horse, that connection becomes even more real. So we're providing that in the digital world, that also translates into the real world, where our founder has a box at the Kentucky Derby and Churchill Downs. And members of our community will actually be going to that box to watch the Kentucky Derby in the finish line box of tropical racing.
That is a really added bonus for some of these people that to really experience that race in that type of atmosphere. Now, are you doing other things specifically within, I guess, the digital world for some of the more standout races?
Yeah, so we're mirroring the real world in the digital world. So you'll be able to watch the races in the digital world through heat maps, so 3D reincarnations of the race. You'll be able to watch the stream of the actual broadcast or watch it inside the metaverse, where you'll have some really cool additional elements. We've also got areas within the metaverse, the Silks metaverse, where you can communicate and congregate. So you'll be going and watching races with your friends. You may actually have a stable that you share with your friends. We've got companies coming in and purchasing stables in the metaverse and then inviting their communities to come in and watch races together.
That really is taking things to a different level and truly amazing. It's what kind of reactions are you getting from those that are playing? It's one thing to bring it to an event and see that reaction of people with the with the hologram horses, but I assume that this is participation is growing and growing as time goes on.
Yeah, so we're at this really interesting phase. We're launching the game in a couple months. And so we've built a very highly engaged interactive community who've purchased their avatars, which is their access to the game, their identity. It looks like a jockey, but it's a silk and it has their identity. And we have about 25,000 people who are active inside of our Discord, engaging. They talk about horse racing, they talk about the game, they talk about life. And they build with each other. They're all looking to syndicate with each other, build stables together. So it's really this ever-evolving community that's very, very hyper-engaged together.
Well, that is fantastic and really exciting as time goes on and you get through the main launch into everything else you're doing. So we thank you so much for joining us and for sharing all of this with us today.
Thank you so much, Howard. I appreciate you having me.
And thank you all for joining us as well. Horse racing is really a very exciting sport to follow and be participants, and really gets a lot of enthusiasm and excitement. Even more so will be this opportunity with Game of Silks. You can learn more on Daily Ad Brief about them, but go out, have a great rest of today, and we'll see you next time on Marketing Champions.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.